Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Johnny.
I am Elliot.
And I'm Matt.
And we are the Sonic Heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally getting to another Sonic game after the wholehearted, rip-roaring fun adventure that was Adventure 2 Battle that we did, I want to say November
Adventure 2 Battle plus Chow beating.
That was back in like November of 2013, I want to say.
Goddamn.
We are back in the Sonic universe, the mainstream Sonic universe, with Sonic Heroes, the first multi-platform Sonic game ever released. This was simultaneously a GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2 game.
/ PC.
But here's
yeah, PC did come out later.
But here's the thing: it was originally supposed to be just GameCube and Xbox, but Sony allegedly Sony pretty much blackmailed them into making a version for that game, and they had no practice with the PS2 system or the architecture. So what ended up happening is that they had to rely on a different solution to get the game to work, which was middleware.
Yeah,
or what is it called? Middleware? What's it? Middleware, rare. Middleware, something like that.
Rare to cover all bases.
Right, and the game as a whole ended up suffering for it.
Sonic Heroes was primarily developed for the GameCube.
And the Xbox.
After it was for the GameCube. After it was finished, it was ported to Xbox.
Okay.
And PS2 speaks for itself. With that said, we are playing on the GameCube, of course, because that is the version I own. It's always been the version I owned. I've had this game since 2005.
When it first came out.
Yeah. My first experience with Sonic Heroes, actually, was via a demo kiosk at a GameStop. Way, way long ago. I don't remember what I was even at that GameStop for. But it was up and running. I decided to give it a shot. I played Adventure 2 just slightly after that, before that, so I figured, I'm kind of in a Sonic high, let's give it a shot. And I ended up liking the way, and it's one thing I will say for Sonic Heroes right now, this game looks great. This is a great looking Sonic game. I love the aesthetics, I love the way the models are constructed, the presentation's a hell of a lot better than Adventure 1 and Adventure 2. Well, that's kind of, I would probably contest that compared to Adventure 2, but Sonic Heroes is a fine-looking game. That said, welcome to Sonic Heroes, folks. We got 4 teams here, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing them all. Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Rose, Team Chaotix. They all have their separate adventures, going through the same stages, and
doing the same shit.
There are 3 of us. We have to do them all. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to take the helmet for Team Sonic. Matt will take the helm for Team Dark.
I got the hard mode, okay.
Elliot will take the helm for Team Rose.
The easy mode.
And then we will share controllers for Team Chaotix.
The chaotic mode. Chaotix.
Yeah, the Chaotix will indeed be chaotic.
So I'm Vector, Elliot's Charmy, and
I'm
Johnny's
SBO. So
we're really doing it like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's no other way to do it in my mind, It just immediately sprung. So we are starting with Team Sonic.
Oh, you big fat fibber.
Shut up. You promised me a good time. A good time. Anyway, folks, shall we get started?
Do we have a choice? Knuckles, Knuckles, you're stepping on Tails' ear there.
Personal disclaimer here, there may not be supersonic speed because supersonic speed will cause you to fall off pits. If you fall off pits, have diarrhea or anal leakage, consult the doctor immediately.
Disclaimer, supersonic speed requires 7 chaos emeralds.
And good control.
So thankfully, unfortunately, we're just going to have to stick with good old-fashioned Sonic speed. So this is our opening cutscene here. Tails received a threatening letter from Eggman.
With the worst Tails voice.
This letter is impressive. It is simultaneously a letter and a video message at the same time.
Not as much as Sonic running backwards down to QFC with a fucking jet plane.
Yeah, what we don't see here is like Sonic running into like 7 mountainsides.
Or rather, what we don't see here is that this is like a movie set.
It's a projection in the background.
Right.
Yeah, it's a hobby plane. It's like a hobby horse, only it's a plane. Alright, I see through this facade.
You fivers.
So they both jump out of the plane, they catch up with
the
Sonic,
tornado
and
crashing.
we can only assume the tornado crashes somewhere in the background.
And if you listen in the distance, you hear the Master Emerald breaking.
Angel Island falling for the 3rd time.
I'm pretty sure Knuckles just has a guard dog for it.
Anyway, folks, welcome to Seaside Hill, a lovely little resort. It's got your typical, we got checkerboard hillsides and shit. I'm not going to question any of that. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the gameplay that is Sonic Heroes.
And first, I'd like to begin with an apology to future Johnny. He's going to hear a lot of clacker on my headset. I had the wire tangled up on the mic.
Oh, that's fine. Well, that's what the mute button's for, man.
Too bad I didn't hit
it. Mute button. Cute.
I hit that enough on my fat neck. Anyway. Here the focus is now team-based gameplay. You have 3 essential attributes for each of the characters. There's speed, there's flight, and there's power. Knuckles handles the power by turning his friends into boxing gloves. Ow!
Jerk.
I imagine that's Knuckles' sweet compensation revenge.
Tails is the flight formation. When you switch to him, let me finish Sonic. Well, let's get Sonic out of the way first. Sonic is tried and true, speedy platforming. He's going to be your he's going to be what you're going to be using to get through areas from point A to point B really fucking fast. A little too fast, in my opinion, in some instances. But
anyway. Sonic goes fast, and that's a bad game. Yikes!
Sonic goes. You know what? Just to go into another thing that irks me about Sonic Heroes.
Whoa!
Alright then. Alright. That's part of the reason I was going to get into. Yeah, collision detection can be a little wonky at times, as you can see there. Because I was only holding up on the analog stick, and apparently I'm having too much fun.
Yeah, but then again, you switched it mid-loop.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Well, that's a big no-no, apparently. Because fuck me, the game can't handle switching in the mid-automated sequences, right?
No.
Anyway, the thing about Sonic Heroes that irks me the most out of everything in this game is the control.
Honestly, that's kind of a huge fucking strikeout, really, in my opinion. If I'm going Mach speed fast and I can't control a character like that, I'm pretty much just asking to go flying off of pits.
It's the most obvious with Sonic. It's not so much, how you're able to move while running at top speed. It's how fast you accelerate. And it makes Sonic very slippery, unwieldy, in my opinion. Yeah, very unwieldy. That's a very good way of putting it, yeah.
Wait till we get to Shadow the Hedgehog.
Look, can I just pretend I'm playing Sonic Heroes right now? Well, I am playing Sonic Heroes right now, so I can pretend that game doesn't exactly exist yet, Elliot.
It's not technically supposed to, but oops, here it is.
More on that later. Hey, I just wanted to go on the off-beaten pathway, but it says, no, fuck you, mandatory bumper car sequence, go. This little doohickey right here requires all 3 members of the team to run. If you get hit, you lose a member of the team. Lose all 3, you're dead.
Huh.
Well, yeah,
life cannot go on without that vehicle.
Or you guys are all roadkill by that point.
Well, maybe. I suppose.
Well, mainly Fox. Not Fox, Tails.
One of the things that Johnny was getting one of the things Johnny was getting into here is the level design for this game. You have there are multiple pathways you can take depending on which character you use, and that can lead to a good time, apparently. Because
allegedly.
No, seriously, there's various pathways you can take.
I missed that automatic booster.
There are a lot of pathways that do allow multiple replays of the game if bad control's your thing.
And I can compliment Sonic Heroes for that level design. They widened it up a bit. I would say it's even a little more expansive than Adventure 1.
Well, yeah, Adventure 1 wasn't that linear, that open either. It's just...
Well, no, I think Adventure 1 was more open than Adventure 2.
That's not saying a whole lot, though, in comparison when you think
but still, it's there.
You missed a checkpoint.
You completely missed a checkpoint.
Yeah, well,
by the way, what else can Sonic do?
Sonic, he doesn't have the spin dash anymore in this game. He has something called the Rocket Excel. If you hold down the B button, Sonic will... He did the light speed dash there. Sonic will spin in place for a bit. You hear him say, ready, and then his friends will push him. Give him a boost of speed. I'm missing all the rainbow rings in this damn stage.
Can you imagine if they push him too hard and that he gets a scab on his knee?
Oh.
Hey, listen, you can already run at the speed of sound without having to worry about whiplash or any shit like that.
Now
Sonic will be fine.
Now, Sonic also happens to have the first and foremost, the Rocket Excel is basically a somersault by another name. That being said, there's also the Tornado Hold, or whatever that move is, or basically or Sonic Wind, I guess you could say, which basically is a stun move for Sonic that helps him stun aerial enemies as well.
Yeah, but then again, you don't really use it for enemies unless you have to.
Right.
Yeah, it's not my go-to offensive option. But besides that, I guess Knuckles is the only one we really haven't got. No, let's go back into Knuckles. Knuckles here, he can use his opponents as use enemies as boxing gloves, as Matt said earlier. While in the air, you can dunk your enemies, you can dunk your friends as fireballs. That hurts. That's a pretty good attack option.
For both you and your friends.
Yeah. Another thing about Knuckles is that if you mash the attack button like this, he does a 1-2. He's the only character that can do this.
Right, everybody else has to go into their chain.
Yeah. Now, another thing, the most important thing I would say in terms of gameplay mechanics, besides the team mechanic, okay, I entered the canon as Knuckles, so I gotta do that. If you enter the canon as Sonic and Tails most of the time, it's automatic.
Which I don't get.
I don't get that either.
Anyway, fuck Knuckles.
You might notice the 3 little dots underneath the character icons.
They level up.
Those are level ups. Every time, well, quick tip. Anytime you pass the checkpoint, the character that passes the checkpoint gets a level up. So if you need to max someone out that's not maxed out at the point, make sure they're crossing the checkpoint. Leveling up, though, in this instance, leveling up increases your strength. And in some instances, changes the attributes of the attacks. Let's start with Sonic. Sonic, as usual, has the rocket acceleration I mentioned earlier, and he has the homing attack. Sonic Heroes introduces something which I wish they never did, enemies with health bars. Mm-hmm. And they did that strictly because they really want you to use the power character to deal with threats. I get that. Still annoying, but whatever.
Because if you don't, there's no point to the power character.
I will argue against that, saying that I think playing as your favorite character is enough to use that character.
No, because if there's no real difference, if there's no real point to having the other character around, then there's no point in having the mechanic to begin with.
Yeah, but we still have Luigi and Mario Brothers.
Yeah, because you were the older brother and you beat up the younger brother who wanted to play Mario.
Okay, fine. But anyway, I think my point still stands. A character doesn't have to be radically different to, excuse his existence in the first place, in my opinion. Because Sonic Heroes' method of making characters different is by reducing qualities they had in previous games.
Perhaps. Because Knuckles is only going fast as he used to. I mean, I could reason Knuckles because now he's weighed down by 2 boxing gloves, so we're his best friends.
Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary.
I gotta say, I hate Sonic's hand in that pose.
Which one? That one?
Yeah.
God damn, you got 46,000 points and that's a D?
A rank is 60,000, I want to say.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, my rank suffered a bit there because of that loop death. And I like to say that's never happened to me before in Seaside Hill. But hey, shit like that tends to happen when we're recording ourselves.
Yeah, see the brain aneurysm in Sonic 3.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
It's a character flaw.
Anyway, one of the things that we collected while in Seaside Hill was a key that was inside a cage. Those unlocked a special stage. Now, the thing about keys is that once you grab it, you cannot afford to get hit. If you do, you lose the key. Now, stages have multiple keys, so it's not like it's a one and done sort of thing, give up if you lose the key. Now, when you get to a special stage, Act 1 special stages are bonus challenges. There's no point to these besides getting lives. So it's just a matter of grabbing all these colorful balls. You're trying to build up your boost meter.
Too many balls! Chow.
Chow. A little chow in the sequence here. I'd like to draw the star orbs are what you really want to collect because they give you the biggest boosts.
The mines stop you.
The mines slow you down tremendously, and they really ramp them up at later special stages. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is only Act 1 special stages. There are also Act 2 special stages, and those are the most important ones for plot reasons because those are where you get Chaos Emeralds. Special stage Act 1s are where you get extra lives. The thing about special stages, though, and I'm trying to remain really calm here because I'm actually doing a lot better than I usually do, is that I hate the special stages. Like the plague. Because the control. It is ungodly unwieldy. You jitter left and right. It is so easy to overshoot everything because precision is a pipe dream.
Right.
Like this right here, I'm only slightly tilting left and right, and Sonic is going that fucking fast. Yes.
You made it to the end, so you gotta make it all the way to the end to get the lives? Oops.
The amount of lives you get determines how fast you get there, and I think how many orbs you collect. So it's all about points. So 2 extra lives. Okay, so I got my loop life back. And an extra one to,
An extra one to balance out for good karma?
Put that in a little tip jar.
And now it's Ocean Palace. I believe each themed level has 2 stages to it.
Yeah, they bring back the 2 acts per zone structure from classic Sonic.
Do all of them have bosses? I don't think they all do, but...
Yes, they do. Every zone has bosses. Yeah, I mean, Sonic here, I'm not sure whether or not it's because, this is our first... Sega was thinking, this is our first multi-platform Sonic game. We're no longer exclusive to Sega stuff anymore because, well, the Dreamcast is dead. Poor Dreamcast.
The dream died.
It's no longer thinking, and that's depressing.
May it rest in peace.
So I would say that, for the first multi-platform Sonic game, let's go back to some safe territory in terms of structure, looks. Obviously, the team mechanic is new, because Sega likes to restructure the entire franchise after just one game.
Yeah, which ended up really hurting Sonic's credibility in the long run.
Yeah, it's a stupid thing. Like I understand, like wanting to reinvent your franchise, to prevent it from getting stale. But it can't get stale if you keep changing it all the time. But anyway, you know, level aesthetics, it's very bright, very colorful. It reminds you a lot of the Genesis era, which is entirely what they were going for. And, you know, I think it worked. Again, I really will compliment Heroes for its visual design. And music, of course.
The music is very underrated.
Yeah, one of the more underrated Sonic soundtracks. It's still not my favorite, honestly, but I do enjoy a large number of these tracks. Ocean Palace being one of my favorites, actually.
Seaside Hill, Frog Palace, I like the slower pieces. Of course, there's also the Bingo Highway, which was also really good.
But I'm more a fan of the energetic pieces, such as Ocean Palace, Bingo Highway, yes. You know what? Hang Castle is also really good.
I do like Hang Castle.
Yeah, I listen. Whoa! I recommend all the the soundtrack versions of the songs.
Here's the triangle jump function. Johnny, explain that, please.
All right. Now, if you homing attack, what? Ellie, were you reacting to something earlier though?
Yeah, you got knocked down, and then the door went back.
Sorry,
Knuckles.
No Knuckles.
Use your head, Knuckles.
Then he headbutts it.
Because remember, unlike Sonic, you don't chuckle.
Now, question: Knuckles is the same voice actor as the old Butterstick guy from the first one, right?
It is still Scott Dreer. Yes, this is his last role as Knuckles, and I think it's an improvement from Adventure 2.
You think so?
I have a soft spot for Scott Dreer as Knuckles.
I don't know. The way I'm looking at this one here, though, anything times 0 is kind of 0.
They make for a good review on a newspaper article.
Essentially, yeah. Or like way more cynical.
One thing that I haven't really shown off yet
is Tails.
Is no, not Tails. Well, ow.
See, it happened again.
No, I did hit the punch button there and there. It's just that the door reacted before the fist actually came out.
The door flopped back.
It's a trap door.
Damn it, Demon Wall! No.
All right, so this is the Turtle segment.
You know, we like to blame, whatchamacallit, Sonic Boom for pointing out the obvious. This game did it way beforehand, apparently.
Yeah, in fact, when Sonic Boom was being demoed at E3 and stuff like that, and they saw trailer footage, the fact that characters were talking while in the middle of stages, people immediately started thinking of Heroes again.
Or the mute button.
What? Yeah, one or the other.
Can the tornado disarm the shield bots?
Yes, as I just did right there. I got rid of the shield. Unfortunately, Sonic is only level 2, so I can't exactly one-shot things yet.
Now, I dig the whole idea behind the team mechanic. I really do. It gives each character a reason to be there, and everybody has a role to fill. I'm all right with that. Except, however, you can tell there's a bit of a balance issue between them, because once Tails gets Thundershoot, why the fuck bother with the other
Tails at level 3 is ridiculous.
Because of Thundershoot.
Thundershoot, yeah. Thundershoot is this little ability right here. That's where you shoot your enemy. He keeps saying enemies. Like Sonic's the bad guy.
Knuckles can be a bit of a jerk-off on Poker Night.
Okay, yeah. He is a bit of a tool.
No, especially on Poker Night.
Yeah. But Thundershoot is when you shoot your friends as projectiles. At level 3, you most likely one-shot things, and your homing capabilities are through the roof. It's really great for crowd clearing. And Knuckles at level 3, though, is no slouch either. You know, he's already powerful enough to start. But at level 3, his finisher combo has a lot of coverage. That right there. Like, those explosions, yeah, nothing should live after that.
In theory.
In theory.
Okay. And a whole bunch of shit rocks.
Yeah, definitely shitting rocks.
Now,
sounds painful.
I believe you just explained that, Johnny. It's the triangle jump, right?
Yes, the triangle jump is your homing attack against the walls, and Sonic will cling onto it for a few... I would say you got about 3 seconds before Sonic lets go. So, don't hang on there for too long. It's a pretty interesting way. And that's what it makes Sonic relevant without having to give Tails his flight ability. Oh, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
Tails has his flight for what that's worth, but now he's got to carry 2 other people.
Oh, boy. All right. I hate this sequence because if... Okay, we're just going to follow slowly there. Right here. Go, Sonic, go! Ah! I lost my key! You know, a thing that aggravates me about Sonic Heroes is that you can't switch formations in midair. It makes no sense to me.
Especially considering you can do it in a fucking pinball planet or whatever the fuck the level's called.
Casino Park?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't get it. Like,
it's not like you can crush.
It's not like you can fly infinitely with Tails while in midair. You have a flight meter. Nobody can stay in the air for a long time. I literally see no hindrance with being able to switch formations in midair?
Rail.
What do you mean?
If Tails is on the rail, then he switches over to Knuckles. Does Knuckles, and because they have different animations, I guess, so that's why they reduced it.
I think I know. I think the thing is that they didn't want. Let's say, but here I think this would have been an interesting concept. Like if say, the name of the game is team mechanics, so working as a team should be the core foundation of completing levels. But say if I'm grinding a rail and we're all grinding rails, and I Sonic for some reason fall off the rail like a dumbass. I feel I should be able to switch to Tails and Knuckles to save myself. You can disable Sonic after that, after all, he did fall. And then you can restore teammates, like, after reaching solid ground.
Very good, yeah, it's not a bad. I don't see why they didn't do that.
But you can't do that. So if one team member dies, the team falls apart. They can't go on without this. Final Fantasy 13 before Final Fantasy 13. Anyways, our first 13, boss battle.
10-2, you could go on without,
No, I'm saying that's why I said 13. Yeah.
Oh, you said 10-2.
No, I said 13.
I bet.
Anyways, this is our first Eggman boss battle. This is the Egghawk. Egghawk, you want to wait. You don't want to run ahead of him because if you do, he won't stop here.
Yeah.
You'll just go through the pathway again. But Knuckles rocks in this fight. You want to just head close to Eggman and egg dunk him that way, and there you go. That's the end of the boss battle. You can target the rotors if you want to get rid of the projectiles, but
it's a waste of time.
Yeah. And you want, in terms of boss battles, you're ranked on how fast you complete them. There's no team bonuses here. Less than a minute, that's an 8 rank.
Ready for the junk pile.
What's that, Knuckles?
Now, couldn't you use that fight for the other power characters as well?
What do you mean?
Like what you did with Knuckles, couldn't you do the same thing with the other power characters?
You would have to level up Tails significantly to do that much power.